I am working on this project today, and I just want to show you. So you're just going to see my hands today. But this is something that I have shown before, but I wanted to just, this stuff is like my favorite stuff, and I have a couple of new projects and new things that I have found that I want to, I need to put this on. So first of all, so this is just old wood boxes that I always pick up. And look, you guys, I found two that have the same, from the same thing. One's a little bit smaller, but those will look great together. I have already done this side of this one. And this salve, I sing its praises all the time. I use it on so many things. I use it in my car. I use it on old wood. I use it on old metal, which I'll show you here in a minute. I have a metal stool that I need to do as well. But it's just, this salve needs to be in every household for so many things. And if you're like me and love to pick up vintage, wood boxes and things like this, it just makes the wood just richer. Most of the wood like this, when you're picking it up, it's thirsty, it's dry. So it needs a little bit of, it just needs some zhuzhing up, and this salve does it perfectly. So I use this brush. I will leave a link to all of this in the description of the video, but this is my salve brush. Like, this is the only thing I use it for. I keep it just in one of these plastic bags. When I'm done with it, I get it out. I use it, then I will use an old rag and I will wipe off the excess when I'm all done. And then I stick it back in that plastic bag, and it's ready for me the next time I'm gonna use this salve. So if I'm using this salve in my car, whatever else I'm using it on, it's the same process. I just grab this brush and do the same thing. But for old wood like this, I just, a little of this goes a long way. You really don't need it doused on your brush, and you'll see every little piece of wood or metal, if that's what you're, for this purpose, is going to be different. And so some wood is just going to be more, is going to be thirstier than others. And you may need a little bit more, but you really, one can of this salve will last you a very long time. Because you just use a little bit. So these I will probably be putting in our hutch in our living room, I'm thinking. I love picking up these old boxes because they can store anything and everything, and they look great. They just kind of add a little bit of charm and character wherever you put them, and they're functional. So I always pick them up when I find them. And just look what this stuff does to this wood. So there, that side is untouched. I've used this on tables. I've used this, I love using this stuff inside drawers to furniture. It's just like one of those things that it just makes the drawers look good, especially in old, when I'm flipping old pieces of, I can do the inside too. I won't do that for this video, but inside this video. But inside the drawers, it just makes them look so, because it's usually old wood that I'm working with on furniture pieces, and so the drawers are really usually pretty dry. So this stuff works great in there. On wood pieces like this, I do like to, I will leave this sit after I'm done doing this over, like, until tomorrow. I mean, it doesn't have to be overnight, but this is something where I can set it and forget it, kind of like laundry. You can put it in the washer and then kind of go do something else. I love those kinds of things, those kinds of chores. And that's what this is too. I'll have to get that off. But so I will just let this sit. And then, if tonight, if I think about it, I'll come back and I can do it. But usually with wood, I will let it sit overnight or, many hours. And then if I can come back and I can feel that the salve is still on there, or you can kind of look at it in different lighting, If I see that the salve is still sitting on top of the wood, then I will use an old rag and kind of wipe off the excess. 9.5 times out of 10, when I am doing this on old wood, I never have to wipe off excess. Just because the wood soaks it in, and it'll take all the salve that you put on it. So, like I said, I can do the insides of this later. I also have, let me just do the outsides of this. This is kind of a, this is a longer, but look at the, like as soon as I put it on there, it's different. It's like magic. I just love this stuff. And over time, it won't look as, you know, as, what do I want to say? Like shiny. It'll just make the wood look, just more rich and it just kind of revives it. It just, makes it, this one's larger, so I'm not going to be able to, I'll finish this one off camera. It'll just look so much better. And it doesn't take away from like the old charm and character of the wood at all, because if it did that, I definitely wouldn't use it. It just highlights it. So when you've got these markings on the wood, which I'm getting pickier and pickier about the wood pieces I am picking, or boxes that I am picking up, I want more markings on them, right? I love the letters and the story and like where they're from, what was stored in them, what they, you know, where they were. Like this one is so good. Here, this is way too close, but this one is really good. That side is really good. So let me just finish this side quick, and then I'm going to move on to the metal, and I'll finish this. I will finish that later. Okay, so metal. So this is, let me kind of, this stool, okay, I actually used one of the boxes so I could lift this up, the camera up a little more. Now I could probably finish that box. So this stool, look at this, it's amazing. This side you can see I did. This side you can see still needs a little work. Green is my favorite color if you're new here. I love green in all shades of green. So when I saw this stool, I had to bring it home. Now, I do the same process on metal as I do on the wood. So let me kind of turn this down. But after I put it on the metal, I like to wipe it off. Metal is not, it's not going to like soak the salve up much more like the wood will after you apply it. So it's just going to sit there. So I always wipe it off. I mean, not right away. You can let it obviously sit on there for a little bit. But look at the difference that this salve will make on this metal. That green, it's dull, as you can see, but once you look at that, it's like magic. It's like magic. It's like, and every time I do this, it amazes me every time still. Another thing I love about the salve is, like I said, I use it in my car. You can use it for so many things. It's kind of one of those products that I feel every home should have. But so it comes in tons of scents, different scents. And so when I share this, people will say, what scent do you like? Or what scent have you tried? When I first got this, you guys, I got the teakwood and amber, and then the tobacco flower. Those were the two that I got. I have never got a different scent. I absolutely love these scents, and I will probably never get another, just because I love them so much. And when I use them in my car, oh my gosh, it's like when you get in for the next week, you can still smell it. It's like a natural car freshener scent. You know what I'm talking about. Scent thing. It's so good. But what I tell people is, look at the difference. Now, what I will do with this is I will let it sit. I did wipe off the excess, but if you can see, that sun's hitting it just right. So I'm hoping you guys can see. It's still kind of glistening, or it's still on there a little bit. So I'm going to do the inside of this too. So I'll do the inside here, and then I will wipe off the excess here after I'm done wiping it all off, or putting it all on. And then I will just leave it here for, a while. I'll go do some other work. And then I will come back, and I may have to wipe it down, once or twice more. But no big deal. So this, like I was saying, it comes in different scents. And what I tell people is, go with the scents that you like for, like a candle or lotions or hand soaps, those kinds of things. Like I said, they have tons. Like they've got lemon and just simple scents. But that's what I tell people to go with, because you're for sure to love it. It doesn't keep the scent forever. That's another question that I get. It's not like, a month later in my car, I can smell it. Now I'm just wondering if somebody else, like not used to it, got in my car. I don't feel like the scent stays there. When I use this on furniture, it's the same thing. So I will get that question a lot. Like, do the inside of the drawer smell then like the scent? Yes. Right after I use it, it does. But you let it sit for weeks, let it cure. You're not going to put anything inside the drawer right after you salve it anyway. And then by the time you're using it, you can't smell it anymore at all. So, but definitely check out the different scents they have. So good. These two are just my favorite. So I'll show you those. Tobacco flower to choose. Yeah, tobacco flower is hands down my number one favorite. This is the one I will order over and over and over again for sure. So now, like I said, I've got the metal all done. The wood boxes are just sitting here. I'm not gonna touch those for a while. But this, I'm just gonna wipe down, and then I'm just gonna let it sit here. I'll wipe out the middle here, and then I'll just sit here and I'll wipe it off again, and then it'll be ready to just put wherever I'm gonna put it. But you get the point. I'm just wiping off the excess, and then I'm just gonna leave this here. Now I'm done with the brush, so this is the important part. So I just wipe off the excess on an old rag, like a lint-free rag, because you'll get that stuff stuck in your brush. Wipe off the excess as much as you can. And this color is from the residue, from like the rust on the metal in the wood boxes. So that's all I do. I just wipe it off, and then I set it right in the bag. I want to close this bag fully. And this is just a sandwich size bag. And now it's ready to go the next time I'm going to use it. So easy peasy. This is just my salve brush. I do not use this on anything else. But yeah, get this stuff in your hands. Get it in your home. Use it on the wood and metal pieces you have in your home. Use it in your car. There's so many other uses you can check out. I'll leave the link for it in the description. It's definitely something I recommend everybody tries. You're gonna love it.